Coming to you from the Yard Dawgs Podcast studio. A show for the fans, by the fans. Talking all things Cleveland Browns. From our mic to your ears. With your hosts, Jason Hand, Mikey P, and Ian Cold Train Coldiron.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
You are now in the yard. Welcome to the Yard Dawgs Podcast, a show for the fans, by the fans. This is season 4. I believe we're at episode 142 this week. I am your host, Mikey P. The Yard Dawgs Podcast is brought to you by Network 216. Just to make sure you do check out our Ohio sports content and subscribe to our Network 216 YouTube channel. Joining me tonight is the one and the only Mr. Coltrane. How are we doing tonight, buddy?
Not bad, man.
Got some ninja moves going on tonight.
8-5, 8-5, bro. 8-5.
8-5 is a lot better than 7-6.
Who wants some AFC? Who wants some, bro? 8-5.
This team is like they're like Rasputin, man. That's what it feels like.
Well, you know, I'd like to start this show off with a quote I gave my wife when I was standing in the stands. I never sat down once. I don't usually do that. Never sat down once the whole game. And I looked at my wife after Flacco scored the second TD. It was almost back to back, and I go, "Honey, I feel so alive." Like, it's been so long since I don't know about you, how it was watching at home, at least for me, I'm sure it was the same feeling. You started to feel like, hey, this is fun offense to watch. Like, it was awesome. It was just crazy feeling to just see that in person and just see the vibes and energy. And I'll get into the whole recap later on in the show, but man, I feel alive. I feel alive this week. No matter what happens with the team, Mike, this has been a journey, you know, to say the least, but a fun one. There's been some lows for sure, but it's been a fun journey. Just excited to be here this week. I'm excited to be here with all the fans. I hope everyone's tuning in because they're excited about the, you know, possibility of playoffs. I think, what are we, 80% now? Is that true? 80%? I'm hearing all.
It's like 80, 81%, something like that now. It's pretty high up there.
I like those odds, man. So yeah, I'll run it back to you, man. But I just had to tell you, start the show off with saying, man, something different. Did you get a vibe at all this week, buddy? Watching at home or what?
Not just this week, but it's kind of been a culmination of the whole season. I feel like, you know, we've heard countless front offices and coaching staff say, like, changing the culture. And I feel like last year, everything that could go bad went bad. And there was games they should have won that they lost. And I feel like the culture shift started to change this year where there's like a belief. And once you get that culture change, like, I'm not saying, like, I'm going to go on the limb and say right now, I don't think this team is Super Bowl bound or anything like that, magical. But I think this is definitely a building block year to building the foundation for a while for this team. Like, there's a belief that, you know, injuries have happened, and major injuries like have happened across the board. I mean, we are now without our starting left tackle, our starting right tackle that we started the year with, and then the guy who came in and replaced our starting right tackle is now out for the season. So, I mean, this team has been thrown one thing after another, and they fought through it and overcome it, and they're not afraid of adversity. And something Joe Flacco said in his press conference was, he's watched this team, you know, during the 3 weeks he's been here. And he said they're just. He said it's one of the most resilient bunch of players that he's ever seen. So I think the tide is changing, and I think long term we'll see what happens when we get those players back next year. But I'm looking forward to see what they can do this year, what they can pull. I feel like they're playing with house money.
Yeah, they are for sure.
But I mean, here's what's I'm going to say this, and I'll turn it over to you too, Coltrane, with this. I'm tired of people moving the goalpost, and it's not just with the Browns, but it's all in general of everything. Like they do it with the Browns too. Like after they won, like I saw national reporters wrote an article and said I hobbled, beaten up Trevor Lawrence, and I'm like, I didn't ever saw the guy limp one time.
No.
If he was hurt, he never showed it. He was moving pretty damn good in the pocket. Like,
No.
give us our credit, man. It wasn't just because he was beat up and banged up. Like, the defense played good when they needed to.
No.
They needed
Dude,
to.
he was moving around just fine. He had that dead sprint for like 7 yards.
Yeah.
He was moving. I didn't see any of that. I'm glad I didn't. I would have had to probably comment back. But yeah, this was not a. I looked at it more like, you motherfucker, you're gonna play. Like this is how it is. Huh? This is how it is.
Yeah.
You're hurt and you're gonna play. But it's just like how we ridiculed Baker. All these players that play hurt. Watson even got ridiculed. When they play hurt, dude, they play different, man. Like, let's be real. But that was his choice, and they didn't have even their back. I mean, their backup had like a bad shoulder. He had no choice. So I don't want to hear all that, dude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a dub's a dub. I don't do that. There was a Steelers fan talking shit to me in the beginning of the season when we whooped up on Cincinnati, and he was like, "Oh, you guys got a hobbled up Burrow." Bro, I don't care if Burrow's, got one leg, two legs, wheeling in there on a wheelchair. Like, no. Like, I'm not gonna take that kind of stuff, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take you however you are. You chose to play. You know what I mean? Let's take that, for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, people got to give credit to this team, too.
Yeah.
And, from the, that's why I joked earlier when I kept seeing, like, what was it when we beat the Steelers? Oh, that was your Super Bowl. You beat the Ravens. That was your Super Bowl. You beat the 49ers. Oh, that was your Super Bowl. Oh, you beat the Bengals. That was your Super Bowl. I was like, damn, we are winning a lot of Super Bowls this year. So should we have, like, 4 parades? Like, what are we doing? But that leads me into the next part. Who is in the playoffs in the AFC when it's all said and done? Say the top 4 stay in right now. You have the Ravens, Miami, the Chiefs, and then you have Jacksonville. Who are the 3 wildcard teams? We'll start with you, Coltrane. Who are your 3 wildcard teams?
I got the Bills. I don't know if they'll be in that 5 spot though. No order, right? Or we're not going to do 5, just 5, 6, or 7.
No, no particular order.
So we'll wait till like a later show for that. I'll go Bills for sure. They're in. I don't know, something about that last game. I don't think they're done. They're kind of like the Bengals. They hang around. And that's my, shout out David if he's watching. My big Bills fan buddy. They're definitely in. But I mean, they still got some stiff competition left, but I think they're in, man. And then I would say us for sure, dude. I house money. I'm putting my house money all in on us. I think we squeeze in there. Because realistically, what do we have to do? Win 2 of 4. Am I correct?
Yeah. You probably need to at least go 2-2 over your next. If you win both your home games, you should be.
That's doable. But brother, with the injuries, that's doable. No, do you agree? That's doable, man.
Yeah, I mean, there is something cool. It's called the ESPN Playoff Machine. And I'll kind of show if I can. There's a way to share screen. I'll kind of show everybody here what I'm talking about. There it is. Where you can actually play the scenarios out, like the games for the rest of the year. And it'll tell you like who's playing who, where they're playing at, and then what those outcomes would mean for the playoffs. Let me know when you can see it.
Looks like, well, I will say in the meantime, good evening to you as well, Drew Brick City. Avid watcher. Love that guy. Appreciate the view, my man. Hope you're somewhere safe in Cleveland. Hope you enjoyed that game as well Sunday, my friend. Definitely a good game, I think, for all of us fans that come together. And here we go. So what do you got here?
So you got here, this is the current playoff picture as it stands today. The Browns are the 5th seed. It shows this is the week 15 matchups. So we were kind of talking about this. We can run through it, and then we'll run through it after we get our predictions. So you have Buffalo, Cleveland, and who was your third team?
I got Houston in there, number 7.
Okay, so Buffalo, Cleveland, and Houston are your 3. I predict that it ends up being. I think we make it. I think Indy fades. I think Denver gets in there.
Really?
Yeah,
I forgot about Denver.
It's going to get tough because if you look at it here, like Chargers or Raiders, we don't have to worry about. That's a non-playoff team. Vikings at Bengals this week. I think the Bengals get that win. Steelers at Colts. 2 teams that are going to cannibalize each other for the playoff chase. I'm going to say the Colts get the dub at home. Chiefs win it on the road. I'm taking Browns over Bears. I'm pretty sure you're doing that, right?
Yes, dude. Oh, for sure. Gotcha.
We're just going to do AFC. Houston at Tennessee. I think Houston gets the win. They'll bounce back this week. Buffalo beats Dallas, I think, at home. I think Miami gets the Jets. Denver goes on the road to Detroit. Detroit needs a win, a bounce-back game. I think Detroit gets a bounce-back win against Detroit. Then you got Baltimore, Jacksonville. We need Jacksonville to rise up this week. So I got Jacksonville winning at home. They've lost 2 straight. It's a must-win for them, I think, going home.
Yeah, I don't.
We're going to week.
Yeah, I don't see that.
No, go ahead.
That game.
So we go to week 16. Bengals at Steelers. Here we go. 2 more teams are going to cannibalize each other. Bengals at Steelers. I think the Bengals win that. Like they're playing better right now.
Yeah. Under Jay Brown.
Bills at Chargers. Chargers are a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Jags go on the road. They beat Tampa, I think. Browns at Texans. That's a tough one. I think Houston gets us at home. Miami, I think it's Dallas. Denver's going to kill New England. Chiefs beat the Raiders. Colts at Falcons. I think the Falcons win that game. That's a good Falcons team when they play at home. They play pretty good defense, so I take them at home. I think Ravens go on the road to the Niners. Niners take that W. Now we go into the last 2 weeks with the Browns now as the 6th seed. We play the Jets. Give me the Brownies all day. Dolphins at Ravens. I'll take the Ravens at home. Bills. Colts win at home. Texans win again against the Titans. Broncos get the Chargers. Like, man, if you're playing the Chargers now, you're eating up. Bengals at Chiefs. Bengals always seem to own the Chiefs, but that's with Burrow. I think the Chiefs get that W there. Steelers go on the road and lose to Seattle. So there we go. There's your going into the final week, Coltrane. There is your 3 playoff teams right there. Buffalo, Cleveland, and Houston. So as we get to week 18, we'll make this quick. I think Ravens, of course, beat the Steelers. Dolphins will get the Bills at home. Broncos go on the road, beat the Raiders. I think the Browns get the Bengals at home. Get the Bengals at the end. Let's see. Texans at Colts.
Broncos got the Bills spot now.
Yeah. I think Texans get the Colts.
Texans get the Colts for sure, yeah.
Chiefs win. In all reality, I think it's going to come down to this final week, this Bills at Dolphins game. If Miami, because if Miami is not playing for a seeding, they might not play all their starters that week.
If they're not playing for a seeding, they've either earned it or they're too far back. Yeah, they're definitely going to play.
Can make a difference.
They'll definitely not play their starters. Honestly, though, Mikey, that week 17, that's why I don't take it serious, because a lot of those matchups, there could be possible, like Ravens, top teams, Jags, whatever. They could be resting people, while you need a game. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's like the worst situation where it's like we need to win our outright games. You don't want to be in a situation where it's like you need this team to lose and they're playing their backups, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like. Or you need a team to lose, and the other team's playing their bottom depth guys. So that's what's really rough about that Week 17. I hate how teams do that and they'll rest their starters, bro. That's due just before in past seasons, dude, where we needed stuff to fall our way, you know?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting that final week. Like, sometimes you go into the week and you got – do you remember, what was it, 2007? When we needed Tennessee to lose to the Colts that last week for us to get that final playoff spot, and the Colts, Peyton Manning decided he wasn't going to play, and they just sent Jim Sorgi out there, and they just got trumped. Like, ever since then, I was like, after that, I was always like, God, I hope Peyton Manning never wins the Super Bowl because he quit playing in that last week.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Heather over here. Flacco takes us to the Super Bowl. I'm buying his jersey. I think a lot of us would say that, let's say the same thing. Just back up the truck for his jersey. I'd put it in glass. And hell, if he even gets us I'm not going to lie to you, Heather and everyone else watching the show. If Flacco wins this one playoff game, just one, I'll put his jersey up here in my man cave. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll try to get him to sign it too.
Actually,
don't you agree? That's pretty. You want that kind of history. You want that part of history on your, and obviously in your Browns domain.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if Flacco leads his team to the playoffs, he'll definitely go down in some Cleveland lore for sure. It's almost reminiscent of the what was it? There was one year the Browns made the playoffs. I think it was '89, where they just kept. It was just It might have been '88. They just had injury after injury at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And went toe to toe, but they lost in the playoffs. But they were on like their third string quarterback by that point.
Mm.
But talking about last week's game, you were there, Coltrane. What was the atmosphere like?
Man, it was pretty. I mean, it was just a good vibe, man. I mean, we're 6-1, dude. It's been a vibe of, positivity, mainly the whole season through so far. And, us, especially us season ticket holders and people who make it to the games, most every Sunday, it's a way of life, man. 6-1 when you were going to 0-16, like this whole season so far has just been so nice. I'm excited to go Sunday. But just, positive energy. The Jaguars fan base is like non-existent. Like, I think I probably could have counted 100 fans in that whole place. Like, I'm not even lying to you. I mean, you also think about the idea of like what Florida person is going to be like, let's go to Cleveland. But, I will say this to away fans that are watching this show. Browns tickets were available. Like, I know you joke to yourself like, oh, like, if you're a Miami fan or Buffalo, like, oh, I'm not going to Cleveland. Tickets in the upper deck were $9 a piece. I mean, it was literally like they were giving away tickets. Some people ended up just giving away for free that were trying to sell them. I mean, it was just one of those games, man. Like, for a playoff atmosphere game, I guess I just expected a little bit more crowd, like a little bit more crowd. But it was rocking, man, as it always is. Defense plays like Greek gods in that stadium, dude. It's just really fun to watch play after play. And like I kind of mentioned earlier on the show, like when Flacco was like, it's been a while. I mean, am I wrong to say this? It's been a while since we've seen just wide open hashes of like, Swiss cheese to defenses, dude. Like, something about Flacco. It's just and seeing him. I didn't know he was 6'6" until I went to the game. And
yeah, he's a monster.
He's tall. I thought for some reason I'm thinking because I just think most of the QBs are short these days. I thought he was like 6 foot or something. I didn't know. But man, dude, it just he drives that field or he drives that ball down that field. He made a couple mistakes for sure, but he drives down that field and just, like I said, it made me feel alive. Hopkins nails that freaking money shot, to bring it 10-0. He's such a dog. By the way, that's the second. Jason texted us that it was, obviously, it must be a fun game to go to. That was the second field goal that was at my goalpost right in front of me that Hopkins won the game. It was, I'm not won the game, but like either put it into contention or just dice the game, ice the game. But anyways, it was great atmosphere. Just like I said, we deserve this. I guess I'll just end with we deserve these wins, especially how banged up we've been and how depressing it has been of a year. Even when Watson went down, I went into my own depression. It's just nice to see the fans leave happy. Obviously, factor of sadness. It's nice to leave the stadium and see happy faces and people they enjoyed themselves.
Right.
So
did you? It always reminds me of there's a video on YouTube. I don't know if you've ever seen it where it's this drunk Browns fan is being consoled by his wife, and he's just like, I'm sick and fucking tired of fucking losing. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah.
It's so old. I always wonder, where's that guy at now?
I've seen them all, and I get it, dude. I really get it. Watching, live Joe Woods defense, the last couple seasons, they've been rough, dude. But watching that Jim Schwartz D with when the players are actually making plays and getting picks and shit, dude, it was fire, man. It was, I don't know if it's in my top 5, but definitely a badass game I'll never forget, especially this season too, just because, Joe Flacco. But I hope to see the same effect, this Sunday, man. I really do. I hope that's the kind of stuff that makes you want to keep being a Browns fan, and you're proud to be a Browns fan. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But is it just me or Mikey? Has it been a long time for you that you've seen wide open? Our guys just wide open. We were like, oh yes.
Yeah, it's been a while since you saw uncontested plays, just wide open. That play David Bell scored on was a masterclass in a misdirection. In fact, when he got the ball, I was waiting for the safety to come up and make a tackle. Then I was like, oh my God, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
There's nobody there in the defensive backfield right now. He's going to score. And when the Njoku caught that, I was like, where's the safety? But they were biting hard on the play action, which was wise to do because Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken, they're either number 1 or number 2 in the league in stopping the run. So they typically are not going to let you run on them.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, I believe they're 30th in pass deficiency. So you can throw on them. So looks like that was the game plan. Hey, pretend like we're going to run, throw a lot of play action at them, and then throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Flacco balled out. That one pick, and that interception, I don't really put on him. That was more of the receiver slipped.
Yeah,
and it was supposed to be. He got rub routed by the defender basically and got blown off the route. So it's a timing play. It really wasn't a bad interception. That wasn't a bad interception. And then the fumble was just a hustle play that Cooper lost the ball. He's just got to make sure he's got the ball secure. So.
I think just to add on to Flacco, what I like about him the most watching him is, especially live, he gets it to all of our playmakers. He really moves that ball around. I haven't seen a quarterback because I feel like Watson and DTR they're kind of 1-2 read QBs. I don't know if they're really, obviously I know Watson can do it, but it's a first for me to see a QB throwing to your 4th and 5th guy on the depth chart. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
He's just trusting his guys, and whoever's open, he flings it to you. If you get open, he's throwing you that ball. And it don't matter who it is. And I love it, because I've been wanting, I think we talked about it in the show, I've been wanting to see more Bell. He's got great hands. He's literally just give him some give him some plays. And whether that's Stefanski too, I probably got to give him a little credit too. They're getting the ball to, who they need to, man. They're utilizing the athletes that we have. Moore is completely different player under Flacco. Would you agree? It's he's balling with his brother out there, which he probably does call him his brother. They played in New York together. They're close.
Yeah,
But
he's been a lot better. Than Njoku, I feel like has been a lot better with Flacco the last 2 weeks. Um, it's weird because there are times where it's weird because Flacco is not the most athletic quarterback at all. And there's even plays where he gets out of the pocket or he makes reads fast and gets rid of the ball. But he doesn't tend to take a lot of bad sacks. Like he gets rid of if it's not there, he's going to throw it away.
right.
Live to fight another day. And that's what you want. Sometimes Watson would hold the ball too long, but he's also going to make some remarkable plays doing that too. Also,
for sure. Yeah,
but
Joe gets that ball out quick, man. Like he just,
Yeah.
he gets that ball out so fast, and it just, like I said, I love the usage of Tillman, Bell, like Cooper's obviously doubled most of the time, or he's getting, he's kind of like a Mauser holding them all the time. They don't, reps don't give a shit. So that takes him out of the equation. That's how they do you. But yeah, I love how Flacco gets the ball. And again, this Njoku I saw, he made me eat my words. I was ripping him last week. The Njoku I saw this week, man, that's what we all pay to see. That's what we all talk about, how good he is. That's the kind of stuff that we need from him. And just showing his, I don't know, man, just that one stiff arm, where he was on the 10, where, the one dude just didn't even have a chance. He was like about on the 10, ready to score. I mean, dude, he's I'm just proud of these guys, man. I guess, I'm proud of these boys, dude. They played a good game.
They did. On some lighter, some heavier news today, we found out that Jed Wills is not going to make it back this year. He had surgery. I think he had surgery today, if I'm not mistaken, or was just going to have surgery, but was placed on season-ending IR. So we won't see Jed Wills back the next year. And then also the surprising one, because I didn't even know he got banged up or hurt, was Maurice Hurst is going on season-ending IR for the rest of the year. So that one kind of hurts. We've been without Wills for a while. We've kind of adjusted to that. But the one with Mo Hurst getting hurt, because I think he's been playing some of his best football of his NFL career this year for sure. So sad to see that happen. And then we're still waiting on. Looks like Delpit could be potentially going on IR, but not the season ending, but maybe the designation one where if they do make the playoffs, he would be eligible to come back because it'd be the 4-week IR. So we'll see what the severity is of his groin injury, but it's the next man up mentality. Hopefully Ward gets out there. Denzel Ward can come back this week. I was kind of surprised. Were you shocked that he didn't play this Sunday after seeing that he practiced?
100%, dude. 20 minutes. What was it? 20 minutes before the game started? Is that when we found out?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he practiced full contact that Friday and the shoulder just didn't respond.
Yeah,
or what
I don't know how that stuff works. Like I don't know if it's also too where it's a strategy, kind of like, well, it's Jacksonville, like we're good, like with what we have. Just, you know what I mean? Like maybe they're just being cautious, that's possible too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's inevitable. Ward knows now what's at stake. We're down guys. No matter what goes on with him at practice, he'll play this Sunday, I think, no doubt, dude. Because think about it, you have to look at it like this way. If Delpit's out, I feel a lot better about our D if Ward's back in versus both of them out. So it's kind of like subtraction to addition. But I'm with you, man. It's sad to see Hurst go down. That was one of my favorite Band-Aid, supposed to be a Band-Aid, but it was even better than we thought. One of my favorite Band-Aid Berry, like 1 year, give him a try, Stampers. And the dude just balled out. I mean, he played to the potential, like you said. Because I think he was first round grade, no matter what, and he just never worked out a couple places, moved around the league, got hurt. But yeah, that was like the Watson injury. Like I was waiting on Posick, Delpit, and who was the other dude? There was a third guy. But anyways, I was waiting on news about them, and then this Hurst stuff comes out of nowhere. And I'm just like, I even said to Jeff on Twitter today, I said, this feels like the COVID year. Like, does it not? Like, dude,
Yeah, it does.
Our phones have been going off almost every day with some bad news. Do you agree, man?
Yeah, it's been weird. It's like, man, who's this person got hurt. This person got hurt. I'm like, damn it. So we can ask, for the rest of the year, can we go without injuries? Brian brought up something, said I had a question on the last podcast. Why are we always injured every year? 24% of our cap space is hurt. You never see top teams injured as much as us. I think that's wrong, Brian. I think you do see a lot of injuries around this league, and that's something that the league needs to address. Injuries are up over the last several years. There's a lot of stuff that are coming into play. One of those being turf. These guys are playing on these turf fields. They're not great for your body. They're great for the pocket of the owners, though.
Yeah.
You have shorter weeks a lot now. With everybody, there's always a Thursday night game. I think it's not just us though. Every team goes through injuries. I mean, even the teams that go to the Super Bowl. I mean, like look at last year. The Chiefs went into it like they had a lot of injuries going even into the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl. Like teams just fight through it and get through it somehow. It's injuries are going to happen. I think it's when you want to avoid the season-ending injuries is when it starts to mount up and can get catastrophic for you. But like there was a guy on ESPN I was listening to the other day, and he was talking about when you play in the NFL, you understand. He's like, I played 7 years, and I understood that every day I went to practice, every time I suited up, played a game, I was probably going to get hurt or banged up. He says, but what happens is you want to get banged up to where like you can either play through it or you maybe miss a week or two. I think that happens. And I just think these guys are just so big and physical. The turf fields, all these short weeks. I mean, our bye week feels like it was last year. You have teams like, why are we having a bye week in week 5 and week 6? That makes absolutely no sense. Like now is the time of year when you would want your bye week or somewhere in the middle, like to break it up.
And then Ravens just had a bye. Like I want to know the research on, and I would love, you're the fact guy, so have this for next week's show. I would love to know the facts, about how many injuries they have for the teams that had that early bye like we had. I would love to know because I even said to my wife last night, I said, damn, that early bye, I had a thought in my mind. I was like, damn, it was like week 5. We're paying the price now. It's like all these dudes are going down now because they're playing like they took their bye and then they're playing like a full season and then some. Where it's like, what? Like, they're playing like more than a college season. Like some of these guys are rookies. Like, of course these guys are banged up, bro. Like it's asking a lot, man, but I don't know. It just seems like this particular, I know where Brian's coming from though. This particular season seems a bit odd. Am I right? I mean, a bit odd.
Yeah, there's been more season ending injuries for sure. And then he asked,
yeah.
I mean, I would disagree with that. I mean, I think our fan base is saying the playoffs, like a successful year for this team would be the playoffs. I mean, we're Eagles fans after I know Eagles fans personally. I have 3 friends that are Eagles fans. When Carson Wentz went down for them, handful of, that year, and then Nick Foles, they were just like, I'll be happy if we just win a game in the playoffs. Like, at this point, if Nick Foles can steal a game, and they ended up winning the damn Super Bowl. We would love to see Flacco do that, but realistically, that doesn't happen very much. Like, those are once in a lifetime type stories. Could it happen? Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a dreamer Browns fan. The option of Flacco like getting us like far in the playoffs, the Super Bowl, and like the story of just like the guy on his couch that just was waiting for the right situation his whole career, 2 good running backs. Well, I wish I could say good O-line, decent O-line, I'll say it best. Good receiving core, good tight ends. Like I don't know, man. The way he's been moving that ball down the field, he does look like he likes this. He's a fit. Like, he's definitely a fit. And I just hope, it's not fool's gold. But, man, this has been that shit was clicking, man.
Yep.
Was clicking.
We can hope and pray. As we got the Bears coming to town this week. If you're the Browns, you can't take this team lightly because the Bears have been playing pretty good football as of late. Justin Fields did this last year where he got hot at the end of the year. So we got to make sure, we stop Justin Fields and be able to still move the ball on them. Because the Bears they're not a terrible team. Like I've witnessed them play good. Like they just beat Detroit. Detroit's not a slouch. So what do you think? What does the offense need to do for you to see success this week against the Bears?
I mean, same routine. Let me ask you this before answering: Am I wrong, or isn't this Bears team good at stopping the run as well? Is that true? Are they in like the top 5? Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, they are. They are decent.
So they're really good at stopping the run, which it is what it is. Like, it turns our offense into just Flacco throwing it 40, 50 times a game. It is. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like, he seems fine to me. But honestly, with the offense, normally I have 3 or 4 things for you. This week, same old shit, dude. Try to get try to at least hit 100 on the ground for sure. But that would help, But also just keep feeding these dudes that are wide open, Flacco. Keep looking for the wide open guy and just make the play, baby. That's all I can ask, and that's all we need from him. At the end of the day, and that's what people don't understand, we don't need hero Flacco. We just need game manager Flacco, like we've needed with DTR and PJ Walker. We won with PJ Walker 2-1 because he managed the game. That's all he really did, was just manage the game. That's all we need, dude. So, elite Flacco for sure if we need him, but for right now, we don't even need Flacco to do anything crazy. Just keep us in the game, keep it within reach, and let's, if we're down, go for the win. If not, then, continue what we're doing. But, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the Bears. They're number 2 against the rush this year. The Jags dropped to they're number 4 now against the run. The Bears, however, are the number 23rd ranked pass defense in the league. So they are weaker against the pass than they are against the run. Overall, they're
let's do that.
Number 12. So they give up about 315 yards a game. Offensively, though, they struggle to protect Fields. They give up a lot of sacks. So that's where you're going to need the D-line to get after.
Bro. Well,
going to need the D-line to get after.
I go back to that game where Miles had 3 sacks. I'll never forget that. Who would forget that game, dude? Like, I can't respect the Bears or Fields until, like, obviously that's the last game that's on my mind. So it's like, I can't respect them until, like, they beat us. So, like, I guess I'm going into Sunday not expecting a win, but, like, I think it's going to be close for sure, closer than a lot of us think. But yeah. I think we're just too good at home.
Yeah, the Bears have given up 38 sacks this year.
Wow.
38 sacks. So they give up we're at a game.
Has Flacco been sacked yet?
Yeah, he's been sacked. He was sacked, I think, last week. There was a sack fumble.
One time?
And I believe he was sacked against Denver.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember now.
But, yeah, I mean,
so
I think
only 1-1 maybe?
Yeah. We just got to not turn the ball. I mean, I look at it this way. If we didn't have turnovers last week, if we didn't, have a fumble, a crazy play, like, I mean, what Flacco fumbled, Cooper fumbled, then they had the interception. Without those 3 turnovers, we probably win that game easily going away because they got 14 points off 2 short fields.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. I thought the same thing watching the game, which was every time we went up 2 scores, they'd slice it right back with 1 score again. It was just like off stupidity, off our mistakes, dude. It was just like, dude, like, because like once you get up to like, I'm sorry, you know what I mean. Once you get up to that 21 lead, some of those players start quitting. I'm not saying all, but some of them dudes are like, all right, let's get out of here. You know what I mean?
Is this is that Mama Coltrane with a post tonight?
Yeah, looks like it. It looks like it. It looks like she's tuning in.
Yeah, she's talked about the injuries. They wouldn't have added a 17th game. She's bringing facts into play. Players and union agreed to it. I like it, Mrs. Coldine.
Yeah, I thought it was concerned. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and MC's got a good one.
Don't give a. Ooh, I like that. Can we see more Pierre Stark? I'm with you, MC. I think he's a good back. He reminds me a little bit of Dernis Johnson, but a little bit more faster. He just doesn't get enough touches for me. Like I actually wouldn't mind, Strong and Hunt, a little bit more time for them. Ford is like I don't know, certain playback for sure, but they can get Strong in the mix more, he only gets a few carries a game, if that. He's a pass catching guy too, man. So I'm with you, MC. Let's see what we can do to just give everybody the ball. That seems to be what's working so far.
Let's mix in some Pierre Strong, and then let's make sure we always give the ball to Kareem Hunt on every short yardage play. Only Kareem Hunt ever.
Oh my God!
Because that guy is going to get you the first down almost every time.
Dude, no, just I even said about Hunt. I said it reminded me of the Seahawks game, though, man. Should have had him in there, bro. Should have put him in, Stefanski.
You throw Kareem out there, he will get you. Kareem is that guy. You need 3, I'll get you 3. You need 4, I'll get you 3. You need 1, I'll get you 3. Like he's gonna get you 3.
Yeah, I was talking about him last night. I was saying, wouldn't it be so cool if he just took a pay cut and just stuck around? I mean, even just for a couple of years, dude. He don't, come on, Reem. Like, you know where you're at. You know this is family. Like I would just, I would like to see him stick around, man. But maybe that's just me.
I think you could see that next year. I mean, he didn't get a ton of offers this year, and he probably knows what his role best is.
No,
so I could see him back with this team on a team friendly deal for sure. Maybe with some incentives built in.
Yeah, I'm with it though, but I would love to see them back. I just think he's close to this team. He loves playing at home, and again, what are you going to do, bro? You're going to go to the Colts and be like the second or third back there. I mean, where you're at, and then Ford can just complement them 3. I mean, Hunt's not going to be good forever, but I'm saying like 1 to 2 years. I'd love to see him finish his career, in Cleveland. That'd be nice. And like I said, don't get greedy, take what they offer. Mm-hmm. But I would definitely, love to see if he'd stick around, man, for sure.
And speaking of Jumbotron pick, we had a celebrity that was on the Jumbotron, I think Sunday at the game, right?
Yeah, Kaya, my daughter. I tweeted out. What's funny is they found her just with hashtag Browns and Browns Twitter. I didn't do Jackson versus Clee. That's usually what it is. Like if you do hashtag Jacks versus Clee from the game or whatever, they'll put you on there. But they found her, and she was actually on there twice. Of course, the first time you're filming with your phone, it's maybe like 15 seconds. It ain't crazy time. They leave it up there, but yeah, I got my phone, got a video of it. Sarah got some pictures, and it was cool, man. It was nice to see her presence. I haven't posted on Facebook. Well, we got to win now, now that my daughter's up here. And I felt I would have just taken down the post if, that would have been sad. Yeah. But I'm glad that the aura of Kaya, helped out. That's actually the first time. I know you're a superstitious guy, Mikey. This was the first, it was a big win for us because she got on the Jumbotron. That was her first time she wore her Nick Chubb jersey. The first, we had it like in her closet the whole time. We just finally, Sarah just comes down with her. I'm like, where's this jersey at? Where's this been all season? So she's got a 24 Nick Chubb jersey that she wore as well yesterday or Sunday.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we got to get her. We got to get her into on the Jumbotron again this week. So let's go 2 weeks in a row.
Like
get the dub.
Let's
Get
do
the dub.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. I'm with you, bro. You're probably gonna text me too. Hey, man, is she up?
Yeah,
I know how you are.
Tell her Sunday morning you've got an important mission. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, where's Bluey, or where is whatever the kids are watching now, Bluey or
Blippy, dude,
Blippy.
Blippy, man, Blippy.
I mean, he wears orange. He wears orange.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
Well, it's a big game coming up. This is what next to last home game. There's only 2 home games left for you. So you got the Bears, and then the Jets game on a Thursday night. Are you gonna make that Thursday night game?
Thursday night, unfortunately, no, dude. Sadly, I will not be there. I have to sell my tickets, man, because me and my wife will be in Milwaukee visiting my cousin.
Oh, all right.
We had a little after Christmas trip planned, so.
Okay, cool. Is that your cousin that's been on the show, right?
Yes, true. That's true. It's his birthday today. Shout out Obo Chris.
Happy birthday, sir!
It's his birthday today, and like I said, that's he was actually going to be on the show with us today, but I said, he's like, it's my birthday. I said, dude, you're cool. I didn't go on. You guys remember, when it's your birthday, man, no offense to disrespect the show, but that's your special day. You gotta treat that like a king. You only got so many years in his life. So, like I said, he'll be back with us though. He'll be on maybe next week or the week after. One of those weeks, we'll get him on here and talk some brownies. Hopefully we're 9-5 by next week. That would be great, just because, just kind of recap what we've been saying today. You got to keep this momentum going, dude. Don't fall into this. We got to have so-and-so lose, like where you lose and then you're tied with everybody and you're looking at tiebreakers and all that. Like, they know what they have to do. Like, you have to beat the Bears at home just in case it gets rocky with injuries, even worse. You never know. Am I wrong? We need this game, dude. Bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
we definitely
my
do.
issue is like, what are the Bears 5-8? What are you gonna do with this win? Just let just roll over for your draft pick. What do you need out of this? We need this way more. So I hope I'm really praying we walk away with that dub, man. Just because I know it seems like a lot of people are like, oh, we'll whoop the Bears, or oh, we got the Bears. I just don't I think Brian even mentioned at the beginning of the show, don't overlook these guys though. We can't overlook these dudes. I am a little worried. Sometimes let's be real, man. These Browns, sometimes after a dub, they come out like a little bit too cocky, a little bit arrogant, man. And it's like they start not making plays, whether it be offense or defense. They start not making plays, and then got Njoku dropping balls again, like it's he just started catching the ball in high school again. I mean, it just crazy stuff, bro. So just don't let it get to your head. 8-5, keep it going, boys. We need this one, man, because like I said, that 9-5 feeling. Then maybe half of those teams that are one game back, they lose a game. It's inevitable. They have to. Big Saturday too for you Browns fans. The lineup every game is for us that we need to watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Quite,
what is the
lineup? Doesn't it start with Steelers first? I think Steelers game is at 1.
I think it's
it's a great Saturday coming up.
This Saturday, which is it's on NFL Network. So every game this Saturday is all on NFL Network. You have Vikings Bengals at 1:00. Then you have 4:30 Steelers Colts, and then you have 8:15 Broncos Lions. So make sure you're rooting for the Colts, the Vikings, and the Lions come this Saturday.
Nick Mullins making his start for the Vikings.
Yeah.
And what did you say the other two? Lions over
Broncos at the Lions. So we need Jared Goff to
do it, because they're coming off a loss. And then what was that first game again?
Steelers Colts.
Yeah, Steelers Colts for sure. Minshew, they've been losing. They lost their last one too. I think they're coming off a loss as well. So all looks to be in our favor for that lineup for sure. But we'll see how it goes.
Going to be an interesting and fun weekend. I will actually be out of town this weekend, so I'll be watching it from out of town. I'll be watching the game from out of town. I'll be watching the game on the on the BFO live stream. This
I was
Sunday,
going to
so
say, how can you get you're not going to find a Browns backer bar,
there's
Is it business trip or something?
there's not one up there. The closest one is in Richmond, which is like an hour away from where I'm at. So I'll probably be watching the live stream on VFO's page.
Yeah, that's all right.
I've done that
coming
before.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, I've done that before when I've been this is like our normal trip. We go up there every year.
Williamsburg.
Yeah, we go to Williamsburg for the weekend.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a photo of you posted something recently, or maybe it was a rewind. I forget, a couple years ago or something. I saw it on your Facebook.
Yeah, it's usually the same weekend we go up there. So
okay, well, enjoy yourself, man. Like I said, I'm trust me, I'm in the same boat. I'm finally getting my vacation this month, but man, it had to be on the week of that Thursday night, but I'm all right, man. Like I said, I'm going to the Bears game this week. This will probably obviously be the last home game I go to, and that'll be the season. But I'm excited to just end it with this game, and hopefully I come out with a dub. And like I said, I'll just have to watch that, which is kind of cool. I'll be able to watch. My cousin, as you know, is a big Browns diehard fan. My relationship with him is we've got rained on together outside Berea headquarters, behind the fence, with our Browns helmets and trying to get signatures from like Romeo Crennel days and although Brady Quinn, we got him to sign a jersey. I mean, we've been rolling together for so long, man. But just a Browns diehard, and it'll be cool to see. That'll be really cool. Almost like when I was able to watch with you guys, and link up with you guys. It'll be cool to see a Browns game at like a bar with him, just because we have so much, fandom together and just kind of grew up on these guys. So that'll be interesting to see. I haven't watched the game with him, obviously, in a few years. So I'll be interested to see how he watches, if he's gotten aggressive like me, if he followed in my footsteps, or if he's, yelling at the TV, or, just casually watches it, who knows.
Right.
But excited for that, man.
Nice. It'll be fun. I don't know. Can you still see me? Am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On my end, it's frozen, but I can hear you and everything. I just can't see anything right now.
Maybe you're frozen, yeah, but we got to land this plane anyways, man. I know you got some.
Yeah, it's almost time to land this plane. Real quick before we go, I just want to give a shout out to all our sponsors. Homage Gear. It's the 12th of December. You got 13 days left till December 25th. Check out our YouTube page. Check out our Twitter page. You can find any link to Homage there. Homage is always coming out with cutting edge material, clothing, jackets, sweatshirts, t-shirts. They have it all. They even have some new gear that just came out recently. They have a new jacket, new Browns jacket. That's I think it's almost sold out, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not a Browns fan, they carry other teams. So check out some of the Tecmo Bowl stuff they've done. If you're a child from the 90s or the 80s, and you remember Tecmo Bowl, that was some of the best football ever on the video game. Check out Homage for that. But before we land this plane, any final thoughts, Coltrane?
Just win, baby. Give me another one, Joe. Give me one more game at home, baby.
Just win, Joe. Cool. Well, we like to end all of our shows with a 1, 2, 3, go Browns. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go Browns.
Go Browns.